going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix and welcome to my updated crafting guide. There has been some changes to the skill since my last video. In June of 2023, Jagex introduced mixed hide armor. Then in September of 2024, Jagex added the Hueycoatl boss, bringing Hueycoatl hide armor to the game. Crafting is one of the more important skills in Old School, where training unlocks a range of jewelry and equipment. You need level 55 crafting to be able to make the Slayer helmet, and you need 75 to make Slayer rings. You also need 75 to be able to make the Divine Rune pouch, rewarded from the Tombs of Amethyst. For Ironman, crafting is an essential skill for the creation of armor and especially for jewelry. Items like the Games Necklace, Ring of Dueling, Amulet of Glory, and more can all be made with crafting. A range of notable quests also have a crafting requirement, including Sins of the Father and Dragon Slayer 2. For the quest cape, you need level 70 crafting, which is the requirement for Monkey Madness 2. For the Achievement Diary cape, you need 85 crafting to create a magic pyre ship, and you can boost with a mushroom pie, which gives a +4 crafting level boost. With that, you can craft items you haven't unlocked yet to speed up your XP rates, or Ironman can use these pies to make armor and jewelry 4 levels early. If you enjoy my content and want to upgrade your setup, consider getting a gaming mousepad from my merch store. They're printed and stocked in the USA, and there's a wide range of new mousepads in stock. With the release of this video, you can get 20% off any order by using the code CRAFTING. So head to Theoatrix.Shop or click the link in the description to browse my merch store today. Now I'll take you through the best low-level training pathways for crafting. There are 4 different methods that I recommend from level 1, and they are questing, opals, leather, and stringing. Questing is probably the most efficient way to level up if you're going for the quest cape, where you can complete the murder mystery quest to go from 1 to 9 crafting very quickly. There are a range of other quests that give a crafting XP reward, and especially Death on the Isle gives a notable 5,000 experience. For those wanting to train crafting normally, the fastest way to level up is by cutting opal gems. To do this, you use a chisel on an uncut opal, which you can buy off the Grand Exchange. To go from level 1 to 20, you should buy 500 uncut opals, since there's a chance of crushing them while cutting. Going from 1 to 20 is going to take under 10 minutes, and the cost is very minimal since cut opals are worth more than uncut. For your reference, the XP rate at a low level is about 20k per hour. An alternative crafting method from a low level, which is also the fastest low-level crafting XP in free-to-play, is crafting leather items. This involves starting with leather gloves at level 1, all the way up to leather bodies at level 20. You need 217 leather to reach 20, and is currently going to cost about 70k. To make leather items, you use a needle on regular leather while having thread in your inventory. On the screen, I'm using a threadless needle, which is rewarded from the Death on the Isle quest. Stringing amulets with balls of wool is a profitable way to train from level 1. Doing this, you can get 10k XP per hour, and in particular, ruby and dragonstone amulets are quite profitable to string. If you haven't noticed already, all of these low-level crafting methods require some starting capital, so on an account with no money, questing is your best option. Alright, now I'm going to cover the fastest ways to 99 crafting. Unlike most skills, these fast methods aren't overly expensive. Crafting has become a lot cheaper over the years, and has even become profitable in some cases. I'm going to cover 3 fast training pathways, including gem cutting, battlestaves, and crafting dragon hides. Gem cutting is the fastest way from level 1 until 77 crafting, and it's quite cheap with the low level gems. Here is a complete pathway to 99 cutting the best viable gems. After opals, you start on sapphires at level 20 and work your way up the standard gemstones. Dragon stones are extremely expensive though, costing nearly 500 mil to reach 99. So instead, you can stick to cutting emeralds, rubies, or diamonds all the way to 99 for fast XP rates and some short AFK times. Cutting emeralds is very cheap, but rubies are a good one as well since they're faster, and you can get 99 at a cost of only 30 mil. I would strongly recommend against doing dragonstone cutting, and you should stick to the low level gems to save money. Another fast and a more cost-effective way to train your crafting is by making battle staves. You unlock the first one at 54 crafting. Then it goes from water to earth, fire, and air at level 66. Your XP rates scale from 240 to 330k XP per hour, and overall, it's going to take under 40 hours to reach 99. However, air battle staves are quite expensive in comparison to the others. So with that, you can stick to either water or earth battle staves to save money. With water battle staves, you currently make a profit of around 3 mil getting to 99, which is very minimal, but it's still profit. It takes 50 hours with water battle staves, but only 42 hours with earth battle staves. So for a higher XP rate, you can spend a few mil instead of making a profit. Battle staves are made by combining charged orbs with regular battle staves. So you withdraw 14 of each and use them on each other. Then you craft all of them and repeat. One of the fastest ways to train your crafting at a high level is by making dragonhide bodies. At level 63, you can start on green d'hide bodies. Then it goes up to blue, red, then black d'hide. Doing the best body you can all the way to 99, it's going to take under 35 hours from level 63. However, it is going to cost over 200 mil, and that's mostly the massive loss when making black d'hide bodies. So with that, you can once again stick to one type of dragonhide all the way to 99. Like with green d'hide bodies, it will take 40 hours, but at a cost of only 20 mil. Blue d'hide bodies aren't too bad either, but green is the cheapest. To make d'hide bodies, you use dragon leather on a needle and thread, and then you select to create your full inventory. So those were the 3 fastest pathways: gem cutting, battle staves, and d'hide bodies. Overall, gem cutting is fast and cost effective with the lower level gems. Battle staves can be profitable and fast, and d'hide bodies are the fastest but are more expensive. Now let's move into the alternative methods section, where I show some AFK methods and a few other fast methods. First up, one of the most AFK crafting methods in the game is glassblowing. For every inventory that you make, you can AFK for about 50 seconds. However, the XP rates are quite low in comparison to the fastest methods. Pretty much every glassblowing method doesn't cost a lot of money, usually under 20 mil to reach level 99. Unpowered orbs and light orbs are particularly cheap, although there's not a huge difference. To make glass items, you use a glass blowing pipe on molten glass. Then you select to create your full inventory. Then you can go AFK. Once you reach level 83 crafting, you can start cutting amethyst. It ranges from bolt tips through to dart tips at 89, although the XP rates are the same for all of them, at around 160k per hour. The method involves just using a chisel on regular amethyst. Then you craft the inventory at the same speed as cutting gems. In terms of cost, arrow tips and dart tips are generally pretty cheap, and sometimes can be profitable. I would stay away from bolt tips and javelin heads, since they have far lower trade volumes on the Grand Exchange. Alright, now let's go through the profitable crafting methods, and I'll be showing jewelry, drift nets, mixed hide, and Hueycoatl Armour. Currently, you can make nearly 1 mil GP per hour crafting silver topaz amulets. These are unlocked at level 45 crafting, and is one of many pieces of silver jewelry that brings in a profit. Jewelry like opal necklaces, which are commonly enchanted to make dodgy necklaces, and there's jade amulets used to make the amulet of chemistry, and there's many more which bring in a profit. For these methods, you bring a mold to a furnace with silver bars and gemstones. Then you just click the furnace to open the crafting interface. The AFK interval for one inventory is 25 seconds, which is not bad for such a profitable and fairly quick method. Gold jewelry is another profitable crafting method, where crafting any piece of gold with a gemstone is usually going to be profitable. Things like sapphire necklaces, emerald rings, and ruby amulets are all in high demand, and they give decent XP rates too. Although, gold jewelry really becomes profitable once you reach Dragonstone, where currently making Dragonstone bracelets will earn you over 30 mil on your journey to 99. Another fairly profitable crafting method is unlocked at level 26, where you can make drift nets out of jute fibers. This is done at a loom, and you can find one near a bank on Fossil Island. You get a max of 60k XP per hour doing this, while profiting over 500k. So doing this from 26 to 99 will bring in 130 mil in profit, but it will take 200 hours. There's a fairly decent AFK interval with drift nets as well, about 25 seconds. As I mentioned at the start, Jagex introduced Mixed-Hide Armour to the game in 2023. Well, with that, making it can be a highly profitable moneymaker depending on the Grand Exchange. You can make the top, legs, boots, or cape for very high XP rates while making a lot. To make Mixed-Hide Armour, you combine a Mixed-Hide base with certain furs. You obtain Mixed-Hide bases within the Hunter Guild, or you can buy them off the Grand Exchange. Overall, Mixed-Hide bodies are the most profitable right now, and I'm not sure how long that's going to last. One thing to keep in mind is that this method costs a lot of money to buy the supplies, so you do need a lot of starting capital. The final profitable method I want to talk about is Hueycoatl Armour. This is made with a needle and thread used on Hueycoatl hides. After looking at the profit for about a month, they seem to remain pretty consistently profitable to make, but there can be challenges with buying enough hides and also with selling them. To be able to afford the supplies for 99 crafting in one go, you need over 20 billion GP, but you can do this incrementally. Overall, with mixed and Hueycoatl hide armor, it's important to always double check the profitability with the live Grand Exchange prices. They can be very profitable, but you can also lose money in some cases. Now, in this next section, I want to briefly talk about the AFK aspect of crafting. Crafting a full inventory of purely gold or silver jewelry lets you AFK for 50 seconds. Although, if you're using gemstones as well, it's half of that. Glassblowing also lets you AFK for about 50 seconds per inventory, and cutting gemstones or amethyst is 32 seconds, and Battlestaves are 17 seconds, and D-hide bodies are 16. Most crafting methods have some AFK aspect, but in terms of a combination between AFK time and XP per hour, cutting gemstones like rubies or emeralds gives a good balance. As an Ironman, crafting works a bit differently. The majority of your time is spent gathering the supplies that you need, and only a smaller portion of time is spent actually crafting. There's a variety of ways that Ironmen can gather supplies. Charter ships provide the essentials for glassblowing, and there's the sandstone mining area, seaweed farming, the Shiloh Village gem mine, or thieving tsars for gems. The best way to train from a low level is by completing quests. Quests like Murder Mystery and Elemental Workshop are a great way to boost through the early levels. Once you reach level 10, you can start making bowstring out of flax. This can be done in Camelot, where you can pick the flax and spin it nearby. If you're a keen quester, there's about 10 different quests that you can do that have minimal requirements, and doing all of these will get you from 1 to 35 crafting, skipping the slow early levels. Some of your low level crafting could also be done at the Guardians of the Rift minigame, where you passively gain 3 to 5k crafting XP per hour. The most common method to 99 crafting on an Ironman is glassblowing at charter ships. This involves buying seaweed and buckets of sand and using the super glass make spell, then banking. Making jewelry is another common way for Ironmen to train, where you can get a lot of gold bars from buying gold ore at the blast furnace. Gems can be obtained in the early game from places like the Wintertodt or Shooting Stars, and at higher levels, the Shiloh Village gem mine is a great source. There's also Battlestaves for Ironmen, where with completion of Varrock achievement diaries, you can purchase Battlestaves from Zaf. You can also get Battlestaves from PVM or from Celestris trees. And to get the powered orbs, you need to get them from PVM, or you can also make them for some magic XP. And to finish, this video wouldn't be complete without explaining free-to-play crafting. Crafting is fairly quick in free-to-play if you have the money, since gem cutting is available. And there's 3 quests that give crafting XP in free-to-play, and these give you a small boost from level 1, which is particularly useful for Ironmen. In free-to-play, you can string amulets with balls of wool, and stringing amulets like ruby ones can bring in some profit while giving decent XP. Crafting leather items is an option in free-to-play, where the majority of your XP will come from hard leather bodies. That's going to cost about 100 mil to get 99, so I would strongly recommend cutting gems if you're free-to-play. You can cut emeralds or rubies to 99 for fast XP and at a low cost. Emeralds are currently the cheapest, where you lose under 10 mil going for 99. Crafting jewelry is another popular option, where there's a range of gold jewelry available to free-to-play. Diamond necklaces and amulets are currently the most profitable, bringing in over 10 mil in profit to 99 while giving around 100k XP per hour. Anyways, that was my complete level 1 to 99 crafting guide. If you missed something, there are detailed timestamps in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more old school content. Be sure to check out Theoatrix.Shop and use the coupon code CRAFTING to get 20% off any mousepad. The link to my merch store is in the description below. Thanks for watching.